What is Once Human? I've heard of so many people playing this game, but never looked into it. So today, we're gonna learn what it's all about in this first impression video.
But everything is born from darkness. Even the universe itself.
Developed by Starry Studio, Once Human is a free-to-play online survival crafting game set in a post-apocalyptic future, where you fight supernatural monsters, craft bases, explore dangerous terrain, and have, guns? Oh wait, shoot, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start from the beginning. When you start the game, you greet with the main menu, then choose your server to play on. Either I'm very smooth-brained, but this really confused me. For the longest time, I kept joining servers thinking, okay, I'm joining the server, so why isn't the game starting? But it didn't occur to me until my buddy, twitch.tv/lirewire, mentioned how I'm supposed to leave the menu and then select enter game.
You have to select it, go back to the menu, and enter game.
That's silly. That is silly. I don't know about you, but usually joining a server means entering the game too. Or maybe I'm just not used to playing these games. Also, I found it wild how there's a maximum amount of players/characters per server. So even if the service is low, you could still have a maximum amount of players set up already. And it's a shame characters are also locked per server, but that's usually the norm for these games. Anyway, let's choose a PvE server, then enter the game, where you're then presented with a quick prologue cinematic, then afterward, create your own character. Not gonna lie, this character creator was a lot more in-depth than I expected. Actually, the game has a lot of features super in-depth or detailed, but we'll get to that later. From adjusting your facial structure to even body length. I mean, not the first game to do that, but not what I was expecting. Actually, I'm pretty disappointed I couldn't have a beard though. Maybe I couldn't find it through all these menus, but come on, at least give me a facial hair option. Also a lack of hair color too. I wonder if these are cosmetics you need to buy later though. Alright, I'm literally editing this right now, but apparently the facial hair features are in the eyebrow section. Like, god damn it. Now after a few customizations here and there, you complete your character and then give them a name. Now the game truly begins as you see people in some facility walking about that soon gets attacked. Wait, then we get attacked? But now we're fine? I'm so confused. Prologue. Now the game begins. Well, more like a tutorial as you wander around the facility picking up items and learning how to use consumables, equipping weapons, and whacking baddies. You then meet a talking bird named V who explains you're a metahuman, you lost your memories, and there's stardust causing things to turn into basically these. V then says they'll guide you out if you locate some deviant butterfly, whatever that means. Cool. While we search for this butterfly, let me just say this game gives me big Control vibes, you know, like the game. From the supernatural creatures to the blocky environments. Like all it needs is some telekin. Oh god damn it. Let's just grab this butterfly and get the hell out of here. I have no idea what the hell's— oh! The hell? From there you meet Mitsuko, a special metahuman in this different dimension who then explains how dangerous these deviations are, and how they have to be properly secured but can also be synced and used. Suddenly, Mitsuko senses a siren head approaching and advises you to prepare by gathering material and crafting a tent, which are basically spawn points and quick crafting stations. With your new crossbow ready, you defend the territory against— oh god, that really do be a siren head. Shoot it, kill it, use the damn butterfly to attack it. Oh my god, oh, that wasn't too bad. Now collect that new deviation and— damn it, where'd it go? Because it got away, V is now upsetty spaghetti and wants you to go to the physical world to capture that deviation. You then say your goodbye to Mitsuko, walk through a mysterious door, and say to yourself, where are we dropping? Literally, the game has you dropping into the world like a goddamn battle royale, which I think is a neat take, compared to like Pal World or V-Rising, where they have the same world spawns every time. Granted, you're still limited to dropping in a low-level area, but it still gives you a feeling of freedom. So then you glide down and you find a spot to build your base. But wait, I know what you're thinking. But Zaya, isn't this a multiplayer game? What if I want to play with a friend? Connecting. So there are 3 ways to play with friends and other players in this game: teams, hives, and warbands. Teams are basically 4-player parties where you easily join, invite players whenever, teaming up to fight bosses and dungeons. Hives are more long-term parties, up to 8, where you can share resources, crafting benches, and basically build an entire base together. Warbands, I'll be honest, I have no idea. But looking into it, they seem like MMO-style guilds, but with up to 30 players to communicate with one another. In this session, I joined Lirewire's team. In hindsight, we should have made a hive so we could build one big base, but we didn't know at the time. Anyway, you join your friend's team and see them as a number on the map. You go to where they are, and then you notice something. You don't see your friend. This is because you're not on the same world. Same server, but not the same world.
You can change worlds by using the game's teleporter system. So we have to go to one of the icons, the towns.
In order to travel to your friend's world, you must go to one of the many teleportation towers in this game that will allow you to travel to a different world. Tedious, but it works. I wonder if it's because worlds might have a player limit. And so lo and behold, you can see your buddy and interact with them. Hell, you can even interact with other players too, from trading resources to helping them fight monsters. But there's also one more way players can interact with others in the world. Earlier, I was mentioning how this game gave me big control vibes. I was also getting Death Stranding vibes, and I think this one feature really cements that feeling. Players can post notes on the ground for others to see and like full text notes with even photos attached. It even looks like these notes appear wherever you place them, regardless of the world you're in. Because even Larwire had a note appear in his home saying,
"Welcome to my home, please leave." Someone set that up in my, at the same spot in my house.
God damn it. Now that you're all set to explore with your buddy, time to find a spot to set base and start crafting. Surprisingly, this system is pretty in-depth than I expected. I'll try my best to explain most of what I tried out and learned, but for the most part, the tutorial really shows you the ropes one step at a time. Learning recipes or memetics in this game requires two things, meme points and cipher points, that you gain through leveling up seasonal objectives and securing deviations. Fortunately, you can refund these points if you don't want that recipe or blueprint. After collecting more wood, gravel, and other material, you can further build upon your base with structures, windows, and facilities, such as furnaces, crafting stations, and disassembly benches. If you played these type of games before, it's your classic harvest grind loop. Harvest material, smelt materials, get better material, then craft new items and gear. Repeat. Though, surprisingly, the grind isn't as bad as I expected. You get a lot of wood chopping down one tree, and copper ores are very easy to find. But then again, we're also in the beginning areas, so it's possible the grind could get harder later on. While we're on the topic of crafting, let's talk survival. Down below are 4 survival wheels that decrease over time: stamina, sanity, hydration, and energy. And lastly, your HP bar. All are self-explanatory. However, eating raw food or drinking dirty water, while it can temporarily help with your thirst or hunger, it will severely deplete your sanity. Hydration plus 10, sanity minus 300. And if your sanity depletes, so does your maximum HP, as seen with a darker color. So basically, eat good food and boil water so you don't go insane. Also, one of my favorite aspects of the crafting system is how it queues the next crafted item. I could put in multiple materials to smelt and just come back after they're all done. I love it. I wish more games had that. Awesome, now we've got supply workbench and disassembler bench. Next, we just need scrap to actually disassemble. So let's go look for scrap and junk, all while killing monsters and opening crates and repeat. I think what I like the most about exploring right now is the fact that you can just teleport to your base whenever you want, though there is still a 10-minute cooldown in between. Now that we've got scrap, let's disassemble it for more materials, so we can make a gear workbench to make armor and guns. Honestly, the gunplay ain't too bad in this game. Not the worst, but not the best. Seems pretty on point for a third-person action game, especially with the bullet-spongy monsters. From pistols to SMGs to rifles, and even finding weapons in crates scattered all around. But guns also need ammo. It's surprisingly easy to make ammo. One crafted pistol ammo stack gets you 40 bullets. That's pretty insane. Sure, it stacks up when you're using automatics, but it's really easy to craft. And now we're ready to take on the world. Kinda. First, the game wants you to complete a couple main quests, where you meet Mary and a couple other NPCs that ask you to activate rift anchors in order to gain access to the Monolith of Greed. Also, you can locate that deviation from before. So you help Mary and she offers you a bike to help traverse faster. After killing more monsters and activating more anchors, you're able to venture into the Monolith. Basically, the Monolith is this game's version of dungeon/bosses. You enter the rift and it brings you to a new instance where you can finally capture that. Oh dear god, what else that? That's not what that was before. Never mind, kill it, use everything you got, shoot it, butterfly, use the force, do anything. Yeah. Whew, now that that's over with, we can finally capture that damn deviation and then go back home. After an hour or two, that seems like the basic gameplay loop. Your usual harvest, grind, craft, dungeon, repeat. Nothing new, but a lot of elements that work surprisingly well. Like queuing your crafts, flying around when building, placing notes down like Dark Souls. Hell, the supernatural designs of the monsters are freaking cool. Very SCP cryptid look to them. But then there's other factors that just kinda turn me off from the whole thing. It being a slow start with its tutorial, the UI feeling very busy. Maybe there's a way to hide some of the HUD, but by default it shouldn't be that busy. Also, this might just be me, but there's so much lore dumping at the beginning. I get it's a way to world build while learning the game, but it could have been done differently maybe, because for a free-to-play game, it's not that bad. Alright, quick note, this was after I wrote everything. Apparently there's server resets after every 6 weeks, which is 1 season. I know other games have done that, but the fact that it's only 6 weeks to keep your character, that's kinda oof. Especially if you care about keeping character progression. But either way, if you enjoy supernatural entities with crafting, survival, and guns, hell, if you're a fan of Control or Death Stranding too, give it a try. Maybe you'll enjoy it more than I did. Until then, have a wonderful day and or night, and I'll see you next time. Friggin' kill it. Do your thing. Yeah! Hey, if you made it this far, then thanks. I appreciate listening to my random thoughts. Plus, if you want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe. Or if you want to hear my yapping live, follow me on Twitch, because I definitely want to make more of these, and maybe a different series as well. Basically more content that's not just Twitch highlights, and a little reminiscent to Zaya thoughts.